This video isn't going to be edited. It's not going to have really much going on. I might put some background music in and I might trim out if I ever say something wrong or whatever. But at this point, I frankly don't know what to say. If you haven't been keeping track of the news, Bungie laid off pretty much all of their socials team, many other artists, a couple developers, maybe a couple writers, and two of the biggest musicians to ever grace Bungie as a franchise in Michael Salvatore and the other Michael. If you don't know, these people are both responsible for songs like Deep Stone Crypt and the Beyond Light soundtrack and the Halo soundtrack. Like, these are very important people. They laid off an unbelievable amount of employees, and they did so on the last day of the month, so none of them would receive any of their employee benefits for any amount of time after that point, because the second it hits October 31st, those benefits are cut. They would only get them for one day, which is not nearly enough time to take advantage of them. They'll still have health insurance, and I'm confident that many of them will land on their feet, and I hope the best for them. But this isn't what Bungie was supposed to be. This company has constantly stood on the fact that they're, all about their employees. They're about the Bungie family, about, all these great games they made and the people that made them. But clearly that was a lie. They laid off all of these people without warning. Some of them found out because they went to the office and were locked out of their desks. They didn't even have time to get their coworkers' phone numbers or anything. They just couldn't get into the office. It's terrible. I don't know if there's any way else to say that. They laid off so many people, so many key people to these franchises at this point, and I don't know where we go from here, honestly. Like, seriously. They laid off a ton of the art department, which usually means going forward, like design stuff, you're not going to be making that much more, which doesn't make me confident that after the final shape, this game is even going to keep going, really. And this is a really horrible way for that to happen because it came at the expense of hundreds of people potentially. It's just awful. I don't know if there's any other way to put that. Like, I wanted to work at Bungie. I'm going into game design. That's my goal, I'm not going to do it forever because, as you can see, it's a pretty darn volatile industry. But I wanted to work there. Like, I love Destiny 2. I love the games they've made. I love Halo. I love Marathon, even though I haven't played it nearly as much as the other two. And, I mean, that's out the window now. I can't work there. I can't ever go there for any extended period of time. Maybe do contract work or something. But, like, how can anybody trust this company ever again, let alone their employees? You never know when that axe is going to drop at this point. Like, these people were supposed to be longtime employees. Michael Salvatore, in my opinion, should have been, died in office or retired on his own. That dude wrote the Halo soundtrack. He's been there since 1997. That's irreplaceable. And yet he still lost his job? If Michael Salvatore can lose his job, and the dude who wrote Deep Stone Crypt, the other Michael, whose job is safe? And this is all to cut costs and all these other things, and it's horrible and exploitative to the workers. It's just really frustrating, man. It's really frustrating to see a company that you trusted, one of the very few in the modern world that I thought, oh, maybe they're actually pretty good. And nope, they're just like the rest of them. They're all the same. They're all the same. And I was very naive to think that any of them were different, honestly. Maybe if the game unions come about, this will be better. But, this just keeps happening in the game industry over and over again with Blizzard and, Naughty Dog, Bethesda. This now Bungie has done it, and people are going to blame it on Sony, and it might be a little bit of Sony. I know the final shape delaying was probably Sony because, that's another issue, but they delayed it to really right after the end of Sony's fiscal year, so, that's just a Sony thing. But honestly, telling you the final shape's not that big of a deal. Like, it seems like it is, but, I wish that was the worst news we received yesterday, but it's not. It very much isn't. Now we have to deal with whatever this is. Like I had friends who worked at Bungie, like people I've interacted with who were great people, and just on the spot, gone. Their job, their livelihood. The dude was gonna move to Bellevue to go live near, like he was about to buy a house to go live near the headquarters so he could like work in the office and stuff. And not anymore. He can't do that. He doesn't have a job on a day's notice. Like nobody expected this. Nobody saw this coming. Not even like super high up people. You would think that somebody like Griffin Barrett would have known, or Lyanna Rupert would have known. Leanna, I can't pronounce her name. You think they would have known? Do you think they would have been able to say something or do something, or we would have seen like, oh my goodness, Bungie's lost a bunch of profits, whatever, XYZ, XYZ. No, they lost their job. The entire North American socials team lost their job. There are two, like, community people that I know of now. There's Cosmo and there's Bruno, and they're great people. But, like, we lost almost an entire socials team. Huh? And like I said, people are going to blame this on Sony, but it's not 100% on Sony, I don't think. Definitely not, because Bungie has done this in the past. Like, if you think they haven't mismanaged their finances, that's like what Bungie is notorious for. Like, over and over and over again, they have overvalued themselves. They get sold to a company, and then stuff goes down, and then they make a new game, and they come out of it, and whatever. It happened with Halo. Now it's happening with it happened with Marathon, and then it happened with Halo, and then it happened with Destiny now, and it's probably just going to go back to Marathon, and then we're going to do this all over again. Because Bungie is really bad at managing finances, apparently. Oops. Sorry. They're really bad at managing finances, apparently. And they can't, I guess, because they keep doing this over and over again. They can't find somebody who would better manage the company's business. I don't know what needs to be done, but this can't happen. Like, I have lost all faith in Bungie to make a good game again, let alone be a good company. Like, there's companies like Epic Games who make Fortnite who blatantly exploit their workers. Like, they are overworking them so hard. But you can't say their game's that bad, I guess. It's terrible that has to happen. I know Fortnite's gotten better over time. Like, it used to be really bad, and now it's a little bit better because they can just outsource stuff. But like, I don't even know if I like want to play Destiny at this point because it just doesn't feel right. Like, these people put their heart and soul and their lives into this game, and all that's going to be pointless at this time next year. Once the final shape's over, done. All of their work's gone. Like, not gone, but it's gone. As in, they're not going to be doing any more. So it might as well have just been somebody else. So what's the point? I don't know if I want to play this game right now, and I'm definitely not going to want to play it in a year. Like, my friend's work is going to be in the game up to the final shape, and after that point, I'm done. Like, I want to support them. I want the best for them. I want to get all the stuff they worked on, see all the stuff they worked on. But, I mean, other than that, I watched 5 Bungie employees I knew, 3 that I knew personally, just tweet like, oh gosh, I have a meeting in 15 minutes. Some of them didn't even have a meeting. They just got fired. And all the things that they worked on coming up and, final shape and the reprised rate, if we even get a reprised rate at this point, just, all right, that's all you needed. That's all we needed you to do. So you're gone. So you're disposable. That's how they look at it. And this would be fine, actually, if it was contract work. Because if it was contract work, then everybody knows, oh, I'm going to get fired at this point. Not fired, but, my contract's up at this point. All right, cool, awesome. I leave after that. That's fine. Just format your company that way if that's how you want to do it. But we're doing this where we give people full-time, long-term jobs, things that they need to, like, sustain their family. They need to put food on the table and pay their bills and all. And you're just going to fire them not only for no reason, like no good reason, but you promised them, literally in wording, promised them that this wouldn't happen. Like, not only did you just like say it, like you said it to their faces. There were meetings where you told them we're not going to fire you because of this deal. And I don't know if it was because of this deal or what happened, but you can't just dispose of people like that. Not only that, but it's actually going to be bad for Destiny 2 as a product. Look, I'm a rookie game designer. I'm a rookie game dev. I have like 2 games under my belt. I'm still trying to learn and things, but I know, at least from taking like microeconomics and going into a business major, that cutting a bunch of your employees when you're still making profits is a really bad idea. So this is going to be worse for the business overall, not only because a reputation is completely out the window now. Nobody will ever see Bungie the same way again. Like, maybe after the Activision stuff, okay, yeah, oh, it might have been just Activision. And then when Bungie was solo, it's like, okay, well, they were solo. And then now, this is the 3rd time they've been owned by a company and goofed it. Like, how many times does this have to happen? And I think it was 3, because after this time, I don't know if anybody's going to trust Bungie ever again. Like, for Michael Salvatore and the people that I knew, I want to get the rest of this game. Like, for these people, I want to get the rest of this game in. But after the final shape, I can't trust Bungie again with my money, let alone my time, because I don't know what the crap's going to happen. It might just be gone tomorrow because they had to fire a bunch of more employees. Like, imagine if you're Joe Blackburn, who Joe Blackburn probably did not have too much of a hand in this. So before you guys start attacking him because he's the game director, like, imagine being Joe Blackburn and all of a sudden you walk into the office and you don't have a socials team, you don't have a music team. You got Sky Lewin and like 2 other people. Like, what do you do? How are you supposed to make a game that looks good, that feels good, that is Destiny, the thing that has carried Destiny above all else in times of trials and, not trials, but times of trial and hard times and all these things, is the art and the music and the lore. Like, those are the 3 things that carry this game when the gameplay isn't great. And now you just went, or whatever, you knocked down 2 points. Now you got lore, but you can't base your entire game off of people reading books. Like, I just don't even get what the idea was. And there's 2 reasons why they would have why they did this. They can't pay the bills, or they're trying to save money next year. But then at that point, just like warn your employees, hey, this is what we're going to have to do. So we're going to be letting you go at the end of the year. We're going to be letting you go at the end of the year. Here's some job opportunities. Maybe we can move you to Marathon. Maybe we can move you to whatever we're working on after Destiny. That would have been fine. It would have been sad to see all these people go, but at least it gives them time to figure out where they need to go. You show up at the end of the month and you're like, screw you. Here's my here's your red pink slip. Give me all your stuff. I'm not giving you any more benefits. What kind of company does that? What kind of self-respecting company that wants to treat its employees like family goes, I don't care about you anymore because you're disposable and I can get something else? If you're going to do that, then structure your company that way. Just go contract the workout. That's fine. Contracting workout's fine. It's great. It works. But don't pretend like you're a family if you're not going to treat others with respect. And that's on me for, again, having faith in a corporation. We live in post-Reaganomics, unrestricted corporate hellscape right now. So, stuff happens like this all the time. But that was on me for trusting a corporation. Don't ever do that, just for your own sake. But yeah, after the final shape, I'm done with this game. I might be done with it before then, honestly. So I'm going to start streaming Little Nightmares if y'all want to watch that. I'm going to start streaming other games probably. And I might play some other games. You can tell I'm pretty disheveled, honestly. I'm looking at myself in the camera. But yeah, so just straight up, like, that was a terrible decision. Not the employees working there. I'm talking about the higher-ups, all of them. You guys made a bad decision. You made a bad decision to cover up a bad action or bad behavior. I don't know what it was, but you have made a bad decision, and it will come back to bite you in the butt. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. You live in the business world, but the problem is you can't see the people through the numbers. And congratulations, you cut down the trees to look at the forest. But I think you lost the forest. But yeah, I'm going to play other games now. There's so many other games, I can go somewhere else. I might make Destiny 2 videos, I might not at this point. I don't know. I'm definitely done after next year. So that's that, I guess. Yeah. All right. Well, as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Like and subscribe, and see ya.